Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Circlemark Merkel. Here's my co-host today, Aaron and Joe. Go ahead and say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
And Theo.
All right, and Theo. And the dog, Theo. All right, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying our content. Other than that, let's get into it. So in this video, we'll be doing our power rankings, top 10 teams in the NFL right now. But we'll be starting off with an honorable mention. And
Just
today,
to clarify, we're doing a 2-1-2, right? The middle person only says one, right?
Yes. So, I'll, like, for instance, if I start off, I'll say one team, Aaron will say it's one team. Joe, you'll then say your honorable mention, and then your 10. And then Aaron will say his 10, and then I'll say my 10 and 9. So, start off with my honorable mention. I'll go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Since Jake Browning took over under center after Joe Burrow got hurt, the offense has really probably looked, honestly, the best it's looked all season. Not saying Jake Browning's better than Joe Burrow, just saying that the offense has looked really good. Probably because Joe Burrow was hurt for the majority of the year, so the offense couldn't get up and running to the best of its abilities. It also probably doesn't hurt that not a lot of NFL teams have film on Jake Browning, so he's able to catch a lot of teams off guard, probably with his tendencies and stuff like that. But yeah, really impressed with what they've been doing so far. I think they got a real chance to make the playoffs. But yeah, honorable mention: Cincinnati Bengals.
My honorable mention is the Los Angeles Rams. Put up a good fight against the Ravens. They're on fire offensively. Put up 30 points in their last 3 games. I did see Cooper Kupp get shaken up kind of late in the game. I don't remember seeing him return, but that could kind of hurt them. But they look pretty good as of late, so they're my honorable mention.
I was going to roll with the Rams. I agree with Aaron on that. I think they're a team that, as they get deeper into the playoffs, they do have a Super Bowl under their belt. Might not be a team necessarily that you want to play, but for the sake of changing it up, they're just going to go with this is a hopeful 11, and we're going to go with the Steelers. I don't know how the heck they're going to figure it out. I don't know if they will figure it out, but Mike Tomlin, do your thing, man. Get us there. This is the playoffs. I'm just going to leave it at that because they're not. Don't watch the games. Just leave them off the TV. Pick the other game if you have a choice.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm going to give number 10. I don't like putting this team above mine, but I'm going to give Cleveland number 10. I'm just off the shit. Their defense is good. Myles Garrett is killer as usual. I'm going to just give them I think they have a chance. So I'm going to give them 10.
I like it.
My 10 is Burke's new favorite team, apparently. The Colts. Tough showing against the Bengals last week, but they were on fire before that, and they play the Steelers next week, so that could be another matchup to see who's on our power rankings next week. But Gardner Minshew, he's that wily vet that just loves football. So I've got the Colts at 10.
At the 10, I actually don't have the Colts on my power rankings this week because they disappointed me.
Wow, you just jumped ship like that,
No, no. I evaluate the teams fairly, and I thought their loss this past week to the Bengals was eye-opening, and I can't have the Bengals. I think that, especially losing by 20 to the Bengals specifically. And if I have the Bengals on my honorable mention, I can't have the Colts ahead of them, essentially, is my thinking.
I'm thinking.
So at my 10, I have the Denver Broncos. With another victory, they inch a little bit closer to a playoff berth. And honestly, they got a little bit outside chance of maybe even winning the division. Only a game back of that, which is terrifying as a Chiefs fan. but I have to give them credit because they have been playing really good football as of late. And I don't think their schedule coming up is too awfully difficult because outside
Lions,
of us,
Patriots, Chargers, Raiders.
Who the Broncos? Oh, I got the Jags for some reason. Yeah, so that's not too bad. Patriots, Chargers, and who?
Lions, Patriots, Chargers, Raiders.
Yeah, those are. They should go 3-1 there, in my opinion. So, got the Broncos at 10. At 9, I have a team that beat them earlier this year. Once again, going kind of by my logic of if you beat a team, you kind of got to be ahead of them. I got the Houston Texans. I think C.J. Stroud and that. I mean, obviously he just got knocked out, so that's not great. Probably going to miss this next week. At least I think he should, whether he has to or out of concussion protocol or not. I think he should miss this game just to be safe. Tank Dell out for the year, not awesome. Is Nico Collins out for the year? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how bad that injury was, but also not great. But they have an outside chance of making the playoffs as well, and I really like C.J. Stroud, so I think they're going to somehow overcome it and be one of the top 10 teams in the league when it's all said and done. What do you think, Aaron? Who you got at 9?
I have who you had at 10. I've got the Denver Broncos. They really come on strong this last half of the season, getting their run game going, leading into the play action pass, and their defense has continued some stellar play. So I've got the Broncos at 9.
Like it.
I'm going with the Detroit Lions at 9.
Wow.
I think. Yeah, they lost to the Bears.
Yeah, that's a.
I don't know how good they're gonna do against like the top team. I still like the fight that they have in them. So still not necessarily a team I want to be in a tight game with, but they have Broncos, the Vikings, the Cowboys, and then the Vikings again. I think they can beat the Vikings twice. This Broncos game, I think
It's
it's
gonna
going to
be
be a real
tough.
telltale for the
Yeah.
Broncos. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be and then the Cowboys game. So, I don't know. They could show. I mean, they could easily jump up the rankings with, going 4-0 the rest of the way or 3-1 or something. But I got Lions at 9 for me. And then 8, right? 8.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Jags. I like the Jags. I like Trevor Lawrence.
Mhm.
I'm hoping the best for them there. They got some good weapons. I like why Calvin Ridley's still a dog. They still have, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram's having probably
He had a great
career
game.
year for himself. Yeah, he had a great game. Trevor Lawrence can stay healthy. You have ETN, so I like the Jags.
8, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got the Lions. It seems like Joe and I are just a spot off of each other. Goff kind of, again, surprisingly, struggled kind of 2 games against the Bears. Granted, the first one, they came back and won. This one, not so much. He had another 2 picks, so they're kind of falling down my list, struggling as of late, but I think they'll bounce back. Kind of like Joe said, against the Vikings, should finish out the remainder games probably 2-2, maybe 3-2. So yeah, I got the Lions at 8.
At my 8, I also have the Jags, Joe. I would actually have them higher if not for the Trevor Lawrence injury. I think that that high ankle sprain is going to be hampering the Jags going forward. I think it really kind of locks them into that 4 seed, assuming the Chiefs can figure their crap out, which could hurt them come playoff time. What? Oh, I'm frozen. Got it. Gotta stop doing that. It makes me think that you're raising your hand or something. But yeah, I got the Jags at 8, and then as my 7 team, I have the Miami Dolphins. I think that loss against the Titans was real rough. I think that offense is really good, but I don't think the defense is the best at keeping teams from scoring necessarily. Even with the return of Jalen Ramsey, they seem to still be having a little bit of trouble in that area. But I do think they are going to end up being one of the top probably 3 teams in the AFC record-wise at the end of the season. I just don't know that they're... I kind of feel like their lack of experience come playoff time is going to catch up to them. So, Dolphins at 7.
A lot of these teams are lost, so it's just gonna
Yeah,
hard
I know.
justify moving one above the other because
That's what I
they all
yeah.
one of them lost this week. So 7, I've got Jacksonville at 7. Yeah, I've got faith that they're good enough to kind of lock in, like you said, that 4 seed, and I like Trevor Lawrence, kind of like Joe said. And, I think their defense is good enough to make a run. Granted, see if Lawrence is healthy enough to make that deep playoff run. So I've got the Jags at 7.
I'm gonna go with the Bills at 7. Still not sold on them. I'm not gonna leave them out the top 10 just
Wow.
based off pure talent and
Better
what
than
that
me.
team can do. But I mean, I'll give them 7. I need to see a little bit more, a stronger game against the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are good, but a stronger
Yeah.
game would have made me feel like they actually turned that corner. Don't know if they quite have yet still. So they're 7, and 6 for me is gonna go to the Chiefs. I'm gonna leave them right outside the top 5 for me today. They're always gonna have a chance. I told you guys that before. Like, I'm giving them a fighter's chance with Mahomes, but there's too many self-inflicted wounds that they do for that to be like for them to be a top 5 team. Too many mistakes.
My 6 is Miami. Tough loss versus the Titans. Have had I believe a 14-point lead in the 4th. With what, like 3 minutes left or something like that, and
Something
then
like that.
end up losing. That's a tough loss to
Yeah.
Burke's favorite quarterback, Will Levis.
Ooh.
But their schedule, the remaining schedule is kind of tough. Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. I can see them winning 2 of those. So for now, they're my 6.
My 6, I have the Detroit Lions. That defense is real suspect, and so is Jared Goff turning the ball over. Honestly, when Jared Goff doesn't turn the ball over, the Lions look like one of the best teams in the NFL. But problem is, if he has more than one pick a game, all of a sudden the Lions are in a shootout and winning 37 to 35 or something. I don't know. As opposed to like blowing teams out that they should blow out. But so that's why I have them at 6. At 5, I have a team that I probably unjustly left out of the top 10 for the last few weeks. And with this new quarterback that's rolled into town, playing as well as he has in the last 2 weeks, I think it's time I bring the Cleveland Browns into the top 10 conversation. I'm going to go ahead and put them at the 5 spot. I know it may seem crazy, but that defense is one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. I think Myles Garrett was kind of holding that team up throughout the first half of the season. And now that Joe Flacco... now that Joe Flacco's there, you know, he's won a Super Bowl after all. You know, and he seems to really have galvanized that Cleveland Browns offense. And that whole Cleveland Browns team seems to have really taken shape since Joe Flacco kind of took over as the quarterback for this team. So, yeah, I got them at 5 with the elite quarterback Joe Flacco. manning the ship.
All of this despite one team. You've got them at 5.
What? What team?
My 5 is the same as last week, I believe. Chiefs. Really, the only thing holding this team back is the receiving core. If they could figure out how to catch the ball and
Nope.
know where the line of scrimmage is, then we would be in much better shape. But they can't, so here we are in the 5th spot.
We really are just like one off, Aaron. Because my 5 is Miami. I'm gonna give Miami the edge on that one. This is I'm on the Tua train. I'm going for that guy, man. I'm rooting for him. I want him to be good. I want him to win. So, just hey, Polynesians finally got a quarterback. Let us have one. All right, let's just keep this guy doing good.
You had Mariota.
So, we did. His time has passed, so we need another one. We need like a recurring one. A couple in college right now that are looking real nice, so we're gonna hold off on them until they get there. But yeah, I like the Dolphins. I think when they're firing on all cylinders, I think they're a scary team. Their defense, I think, is a little underrated, but it's saying a lot to be firing on all cylinders at all times in the NFL. So yeah, I got them at 5. And then number 4 for me is team that's dropped. I'm gonna go with Philly. Not just 2 back-to-back losses. Not just back-to-back losses to good teams, but just getting their ass handed to them in
Yeah.
those 2 games.
Bad.
Like they
Bad.
didn't look nearly like the Philly team that's been dominating this year. It hasn't been as pretty as it was last year, but they're dominating the games they're supposed to win. But these tough ones have been bad, so I had to drop them down to 5 or
4.
4. My bad. Had to drop them down to 4. Still, these top 4 I think are fairly closer than what is being seen.
I just hate going forward because I know this guy over here, or whatever direction he is playing the spite card.
What?
Just seeing his smirk over there
What?
really irritates me. But at 4, I've got the Eagles. Yeah, just kind of what Joe said. Struggled these last 2 weeks. Should win.
Hey,
The remainder of
sorry
the
to cut you
season.
off. I didn't know that was a dog in the background.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
thought
good.
that was just another pillow till I just saw it move. Sorry, back to the. Hey, unprofessional for a reason, right?
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to cut it off.
Back to our
Eric,
regular
go ahead,
scheduled
Ethan,
program.
sorry. Back to our program.
Yeah, they've certainly got some things to figure out, but I think they're arguably one of the most talented rosters in the league. So I've got them at 4.
Yeah, unless our 2 and 3 are different, I've got a feeling our 1, 2, 3, 4 are all the same. Because I also have the Eagles at 4. Mainly, I mean, they lost to the Niners and the Cowboys. Had to put both of them ahead of me, according to my logic. And then the other team I have in the top 3 is the best team in the AFC, in my opinion. So, Eagles at 4, just like y'all. At 3, I have the Dallas Cowboys. I'll have a whole video on them. Check it out if you haven't already. If it's not out already, it will be soon. But they really look like they could be fighting for that title as best team in the NFC right now with the Niners. And after that mollywhopping they gave to the Philadelphia Eagles this past weekend, I had to put them as a top 3 team for me. So Eagles or Cowboys at 3.
I have the Ravens at 3. Yeah, the Ravens had a good win against the Rams last week. Kind of a close call, closer than some might have expected, but Rams, I think we're close to in all of our top tens, if not in our top tens. But I mean, I like what they're doing offensively. Defensively, little shaky start last week, but they've been playing well as of late. So I've got the Ravens at 3.
Taking the same thing. I got Ravens at number 3.
Okay.
Good team winning. It's gonna lead me to my number 2 pick. My 2 pick is Cowboys. Only reason right now that I have the Cowboys I think over the Ravens is that I think Cowboys defense might be just a little bit better than Baltimore's. Offensively, I mean, Baltimore's put it on a couple good teams this year. They waxed the Lions, they tore up the Seahawks, and the Seahawks aren't, no slouch. So, just because it's simply off the defense, and they're turnover machines, and not only do they get turnovers, they score on defense. And so, that puts them at 2 for me.
Yeah, I've got the Cowboys at 2 as well. Dak's really been playing well. I think he's only got like 6 interceptions on the year, so that he's really changed the narrative from the last couple of years. And as good as their defense is, their offense hasn't been a weakness for most of this year. So I've got the Cowboys at 2.
Yeah, 2. I have the Baltimore Ravens. I think that win over the Los Angeles Rams was really impressive. They proved that they could win a game by scoring that many points. They've proved other times this year that they've been able to win games by scoring a lot and their defense holding their opponents to little to no points. But this was one of the few games this year where it's kind of been a shootout for Baltimore. So it was kind of nice to see them win a game in that fashion, because I think that's going to be important come playoff time. But at my number 1 spot, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Clearly the best team in the league. I don't really think there's any question right now. Some of the best players at their respective positions at just about every single position, with Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel. And then over on the defensive side, you have Chase Young and Nick Bosa. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous over there. So Fred Warner, yeah, the list goes on and on.
Throw another one. Yeah.
But once again, I have left the Chiefs off my power rankings because they just said last week that they had to score at least 22 points. 22 points. Not 24, not 28, 22. And they went out there and scored a measly 17 against the Buffalo Bills, not only embarrassing themselves, but keeping the Bills' playoff hopes alive, which is disgusting. So, I don't really know what they're going to have to do at this point to make me put them back in the rankings. We'll just have to wait and see.
Fake fan. Bandwagoner.
No, I am not a fake fan, nor am I a bandwagoner. I just hold my teams accountable, and they are playing far below their potential right now, and they need to figure it out. Otherwise, they're going to disappoint. Who's your one?
49ers put up a very impressive win last week over the Seattle Seahawks, who had a stud starting at quarterback. Cannot overstate how much of a stud that quarterback was. Yeah. So props to the 49ers.
Some say he has a horse cock.
To holding a very good quarterback to only 16 points.
Yep. Horse cock luck.
Bang bang Niner gang. all the reasons everybody already said it's the Niners.
I mean, everybody knows
they got healthy at the right time. So, yeah. That was just for fun to end it.
Yep. Alright, well, in case y'all have anything else, I guess that'll do it. Here for the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube, Chair Sports. I've been your host, Zach Circleberg-Burkle. Here's my co-host today, Aaron and Joe. Go ahead and say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.